I wrote my short story about a teenager named Nick. Nick has the perfect life. He's popular at school, he's smart, and his parents, I guess you could say, spoil him. Well, Nick wakes up one morning to his mom crying, and he's always used to his parents being happy and joyful in the mornings. Well, he looks around, and his dad is nowhere to be found. So Nick actually gets told that his dad has been taken to prison for money laundering, and that his mom is selling the apartment, and they are moving to their house that Karen, which is his mom's parents, left to Karen, and naturally Nick is shocked not only at the fact that his dad would do that, but also at his mom's reaction. And so they pack up and they move, and they're living off the money that they made from selling the apartment until his mom can get a new job. Well, Nick actually starts high school, and he doesn't really fit in with the people there. He is not country. He never played any sports. Video games were always his thing, and he actually makes one friend while he's there, and his name's Austin. Well, Austin loves sports and plays almost all of them. Well, during that time, it was football season, and Austin encouraged Nick to try out for football. Well, Coach Meeks, which is the football coach, protects to Nick very well, and he kind of starts to be a father figure in Nick's life. But Coach Meeks never knows why Nick's father isn't around, but he doesn't want to ask, and no one really knows in the town. But Coach Meeks and Nick become really, really close, and Nick decides to tell Coach Meeks everything from beginning to end as to what happened with his dad and why he didn't move and everything like that. Well, after that talk, Coach Meeks just feels, I guess you could say, honored that Nick trusts him with that information, and so he invites him over for supper. Well, Nick told his mom that he was going to Coach Meeks for supper, and she had gotten a new job at this lawyer's office, and so she was like, "That works out fine. I'm actually going to be working late tonight." Well, Nick had homework, so he went over there to eat, and then he was headed home later, and he pulls into his driveway where there's an unfamiliar silver car parked there in his spot that he usually parks in. So he parks behind the car and he walks in, and his mom is sitting there on the couch with this just unrecognizable guy. And she introduces him as Roger, which is her boss at the attorney's office. And she has been making supper, and so they all sit down at this table. And since Nick has already eaten, he's just sitting there making conversation, and he really starts to like Roger. Well, then they hear a knock on the door, and it actually turns out to be Nick's dad. And so we'll just have to see what happens next.